Hello and welcome to your morning cup of Cocco the Great, episode number 4. So today, obviously in a different place, I am riding in the car. We'll see how this footage comes out because I feel like the phone's bouncing around a lot, but that might be like it kind of self-leveling itself. I'm not quite sure. But today I am actually driving to a rehearsal, and the car is a nice place for me to kind of sit with my thoughts. I like to talk out loud usually when I'm driving anyway. I'm either listening to music really loud or I'm kind of doing like thoughtful meditative practices. It's just my thing for myself to kind of stay focused. It's a time where you're just kind of by yourself. You're still open to the world because everyone can kind of look in, but at the same time you're really secluded. It's like a private space, right? You can listen to your music by yourself. You can be talking on the phone. Everything works, you know? You can actually kind of have your own like Zen time, and I love that, you know? I really do. And so, yeah, I think some of these episodes might be in the car, some of them might be at home, and kind of whenever the inspiration strikes me. Today, I'm driving, just because I had a very busy day. I actually signed up for my first actor / model / voiceover talent company. I signed up for my first one today, which I was really, really super excited about. I have wanted to do that for a really long time, but I just never really had the free time to do it, because when it comes to those kind of gigs, what happens is they contact you, let's say on Friday, saying, Monday, I need extras here, $200. And so you have to just be able to drop everything that you're doing to be able to do that. Or it's something where it's planned in advance, where they'll fly you out to X location for 2 days. You'll get paid for this, and then they'll cover your travel expenses, which is really awesome. But you have to be flexible. And if you have a regular like 9-to-5 job, that doesn't really work out very well, right? Usually you only have sometimes a week or two lead time, right? Because when Heineken decides that they want a new ad campaign, guess what? It's happening tomorrow. It's not happening 6 months from now, right? Because things change really rapidly. And the really amazing thing about those kind of smaller scale acting and modeling kind of things are that it's really accessible to anyone as long as you are yourself, right? Like, I'm a pretty specific looking person, so if there's someone that wants a campaign that uses a 30-year-old man that kind of looks like he's from the sticks, well, I'm a perfect fit, right? Or if they need an extra in a film, that they just need someone that's pretty haggard looking, perfect. You know, like, you have to be able to look at yourself honestly and say, you know what, I could do that. And then all you do is you put yourself out there. You don't even have to deal with any of it. And then what they do is they basically find people that need people like you. You know, that's why if you're like a 55-year-old white male that might be slightly overweight, you'd be perfect for certain commercials, you know? Like, anytime you watch a commercial, those are mostly regular people that just have free time on their hands that happen to put in the effort to join a modeling agency. It's really not that much money. You know, for that amount of work to find all that stuff, that for $20 a month, that's worth it. Especially if you work with one of these top companies. Like, they'll work with anyone, right? You just give them your experience level, and then they set you up with all these kind of workshops and webinars, and a lot of it really comes down to just being yourself and knowing how to do stuff, right? Like, I've done modeling just myself and my friends doing like photo shoots, and for me, it's not the most difficult part of it is just being able to focus on just whatever it is you're trying to do. Like if you're trying to, let's say, for me it's easier to model something in particular. Like if you're out on the street and you're just pressing buttons at like a crosswalk, to me that's the easiest thing to model, right? Because you just go there and press it just like if you were pressing it in real life, and then the person controlling the camera is the one that's controlling all that work. All that pressure's off. You don't have to think about anything other than just pressing a button. And that's really what I love to do. It's so much fun, especially when you can do things that are not normal, you know, like go out on a photo shoot that's like with a bunch of crazy stuff going on. It's so cool, you know. Or if you're like in a movie where you actually get transported back in time and get to do something cool, get dressed up. To me, that's fun. That's something that if I'm not doing music, that's totally that much better, right? Because you're surrounding yourself by like-minded people that are also as driven towards something as you, and it just works, you know. And so that was a big step I took today. I've got an orientation for that at the end of the week, which is super exciting. And then over the next couple days, I'll put together a small portfolio of some photos. And I don't think they need video, because I think you do that when you like actually do audition for these things, because they set you up with the auditions, and then you audition, and then basically every job is like a contract, right? And you get to decide if it works for you or if it doesn't work for you. And it's kind of liberating. It's like I understand why people will drive Uber, or I understand why people will do like those simpler gig kind of jobs, because it makes a lot of sense. It's really easy to set yourself a goal. Like if I need $100 a day, okay, just go out and do Uber for 2 hours and I make my $100. Or I get this modeling gig once a month that will pay me X amount to make up the difference on the other days where I'm not doing anything. And it builds into my whole kind of philosophy for the year. And my goal for the year, not philosophy, but my goal for the year to be self-sustaining, where the things that I do will generate income without me really doing things, right? Like, I want to travel, but traveling's expensive. But if I get a modeling gig where they'll fly me out to X location to do something, and let's say it's for a day, but they fly me out on a Monday and I fly back home on a Tuesday, I have all that time in between. That's my time. And so you can go out and explore. That's why I love about jobs that let you travel, because then you can work that into your life. The job I had for almost 15 years at a supermarket, whenever they would open a new store and we had to actually stay in a location, I loved it, because once you're done with work, you could just go out and explore and play. I remember so many people I worked with were all like kind of moaning and groaning about it, like, oh, we have to come out here and all this. I'm like, this is great. They give you $30 a day to go eat, and you don't even have to show your receipt for it. I'm like, guess what? I'm gonna go eat something great every single night. They're giving me, that's like a gift. You're giving me $30. I'm gonna go to the restaurant where I can spend $30. I'm not going to Chili's. And a lot of my coworkers didn't understand that. I'm like, they're giving you something. You might as well enjoy it, and then enrich your life with it. I think we forget to live sometimes. We get so caught up in the day-to-day that we forget about the bigger picture. And that's why this is one of those steps where it's like, okay, I want to be a musician, but at the same time, there's more I can offer people. I've always been told I would be great at doing like voiceovers, because I worked at Starbucks briefly, where I would always have to do the whenever I would have to do take the orders on the drive-thru, I would always get commented on, you have such a wonderful voice, you should be on the radio, you should be doing something more than this. And I'm like, yeah, I know I should. And then I never really thought about, okay, how can I do that? Because you don't have time, right? I'm spending 25 hours a week making people coffee that don't even appreciate it. But if I have that 25 hours to myself, you know what? Then I'm going to go research. I'm going to find a place where I can do voiceover and get paid for it. Or find something where I can be an extra on something. You just have to have the time. And I was almost there about 6 months ago, but I ran out of money. I ended up having to kind of put that on hold and get a job and build my savings back up, because what I did is I quit my job without a plan, and I didn't have any income coming in, because I went from full-time income to no income, and your money runs out really quickly. You burn through your savings really quickly. And it was good though, because I actually renovated my kitchen. I did a lot of work on my house that I had neglected, and it was good. You know, I burned through my savings a little quicker than I wanted to, just because I did that instead. And it's all good. You know, that was for the right thing. That was the right thing to do at that time. But I also kind of shifted away from my focus. But now I've built my savings back up. I also have a job that I have income coming in, at least still, that will at least cover my bases, so I can keep my cushion, right? I don't like to use credit cards, but I have those in case, where, you know what, if I can fly out to LA tomorrow to do a shoot, guess what, I'm going to spend my credit cards on something that week, you know? If I need to, I'm going to use it. Especially if I see that money train, that trail of money coming in. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, that's what I did today. I'm setting myself up, because it's all about giving yourself options. At least for me. I like having options where, you know what? If it's just me making clothes one day, I can make clothes one day. If it's raining out or something, or if I want to go make furniture, I can go make furniture. If I can make a wood project, I can make a wood project. Or, you know what? I can maybe fly out somewhere and do something for, like, modeling or something. To me, it's about setting yourself up. I mean, I live in Connecticut, so it's relatively close to some major areas where you can get a lot of things accomplished. Believe it or not, Connecticut, they film a lot of movies in it. A lot of Hallmark movies get filmed here, a lot of smaller time films do. And it's because we have a lot of natural scenery that's really quite beautiful, and a lot of places that are kind of stuck and frozen in time. And so there's opportunity where, you know what, I don't even have to fly anywhere. And you probably get paid more for that, right? It's all built in. But on that note, because I feel like I can just ramble on for days and hours, that was today. I set myself up that way. I'm going to go play some music, have some dinner, and it's going to be a real good time. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this cup of Cocco the Great, and I will see you later.